Welcome to the February 4th Transportation Committee meeting. I know I just passed it out, so please look at the minutes. The minutes, I know you're gonna tell me there's a mistake, but that's what was said. Okay. Roll call. Let's do that. What is that? Roll call. You have the agenda? Pass it around. Pass it around? Okay, I'm gonna hold the roll. Joanne, Evelyn. Martin here. Bobby Levin here. George Reese. Gloria Todd. No. John Timmerman. No. Michael Zaslow. Donald Forster. Yeah, here we. Omar. Mario. Alex Doe. David Bowen.
Yes, you forgot me.
Leonardo.
You signed one of them.
Here, this is the. That's from last month.
No, I didn't.
It's not on here. Are you a member of the?
Yes.
Then you should be on here. I'll have to warn you. I'll let you back in town. Two inch or one?
Dennis,
Yes.
DENNIS.
2 inch. This is. Okay, I got you. Patricia is here. Dominic, no. Stewart. Joanne. Here. Jerry. Okay. That's it. We've got 3, 6. Got a 4. Okay, thank you. All right, did everyone have a chance to look at the minutes? I know that's not the correct information, but that's what we were told at the time. The date and the time, which we corrected after the fact. So other than that change in the date and the time, are there any corrections? No? So then it would be accepted as presented. Let's move on. Old business. Anyone have old business to talk about? Yes.
I think this is old business. I'm just curious how many people actually use the bus to go to the fair. Do we have a lot of people?
I was told that at the 4 o'clock bus, there was so many people coming back that they were standing, but Donald just told me this morning that there was an extra bus that was sent for 5 o'clock. So I'll have to say.
That what was worth?
And I heard the 11 o'clock bus was very crowded. Now the buses in between, only they can tell us, I don't know.
Well, I recall the last 2 buses were full on the return. The one 4 o'clock
Mhm.
was full. We have to leave people behind. The driver came back, pick up the rest. So at least those 2 buses were completely full.
A lot of people because we're starting in the morning and
Yeah.
we keep the bus here is going back because many people were in here at the clubhouse.
The driver made a phone call like around 3 o'clock, concerned that he took so many customers, so many residents to the fair that it was not enough room to bring everybody back on the last trip. So at that time, we started discussing adding up one more loop to make sure that we bring everybody back. But the driver was actually the one to make the phone call, concerned about the ridership.
I thought about that afterwards, how did you know? Yeah.
Please thank it for us.
Yes.
Sure, absolutely.
Make sure everybody.
Absolutely.
I was just curious if there was any interest, but evidently there was a lot of interest in going to the fair.
There was, and the woman was in here today
to see me, and she was also telling me about all this, I never been, all the good things that they have. I didn't know they were doing shows and stuff, and she said, well, some of it is later, can't the bus? I said, no. Before you even asked me the question, the answer is no. No, we can't have them come later, it's not going to work. I don't know what you guys are gonna do next year, I really don't. But we can discuss things as they come along. Anything else? Anyone, old business? All right, let's get on to new business. There's a problem. I know it's not on here. I had complaints with the people going to church on Sunday, the 10 o'clock bus, that they didn't have a chance to get communion or they're coming out late. And I asked one of the people to tell them that the bus has to leave by 11 because it upsets the schedule and there's a lot more people being affected in the village. So I was told there's not many people riding the bus now because, you know, there were people left behind. But the bus was told they have to leave by 11, period, and I'm not in charge, I don't control the bus. So because they must have a new priest who talks a lot, since it can't end by 11 o'clock, I was gonna ask this committee, and of course the county is for that, to eliminate the bus. We can speak about it, we will vote on it, you'll get a chance, I recognize you in a minute. Do I have enough people here to vote? Okay,
Five, right?
all right, so we can take a vote to eliminate the bus.
How many take the bus? You know?
Someone here can answer that, but I think there's about 8 people left on the bus now.
Yeah,
8,
10, 11. The most I've seen was 16.
I know. There were
It varies.
I know, there were
I mean-
people angry that we left them behind, there were people who said that, well, we pay the money, which isn't true. That was an extra bus, that was not included in our contract. As a matter of fact, a lot of stops that were ordered are not included. We're not going to be doing that anymore. We're not going to be putting extra stops, more bus stops or anything like that, we're just not. I think we overextended and that's all there is to it, so let's take a vote on that.
Somebody needs to.
So,
make a motion.
so the motion has to be not a negative,
Yeah,
right? David,
motion to discontinue.
Now you're gonna phrase it.
from me? I was gonna phrase it that a motion to discontinue the Sunday bus going to Holy Name of Jesus.
I'm not gonna make the motion, but you probably should we continue to have the service to that?
Okay, so that's the motion. Should we continue?
I'm not making the motion, I'm saying that's never be.
Dennis is making the motion to,
Should we
to
continue the
the
bus trip
motion,
to?
yeah, to, who will second that?
I'll second.
Okay,
Well, let's sharpen it up. The motion should be to continue the service to the church.
so.
Sunday, this way you can do a yay or
So
nay.
you have to say the church, because there's another church that they have for
You can
years.
say,
The Holy Name of Jesus Church. To the
motion, so we read, the motion is to continue service, the Holy Name of Jesus Catholic Church.
Okay, so you either say yes or no, you made the motion, and he seconded it, and let's have a vote.
That's a discussion. on it.
Yeah.
Oh, you want discussion first before the vote? Okay,
Yes.
okay, discussion, yes,
Have we reached out to this new priest, explaining the situation to him?
Sounds like an excellent job for Mr. Boas.
right.
I'm not.
Roll call.
I'm not taking that job.
No, okay,
You know, I'm just asking, because I don't use it.
We want to risk this.
okay,
Right, so
We haven't reached out. to the
okay,
new
well, wait,
priest
1 minute,
yet.
I'll let you talk, I'll let you talk, I'll recognize you.
This is just my thought on it. If the priest actually knows that he's going to do wrong, and I don't know. My suggestion, should we reach out to this priest or not?
Susan,
I agree that that's what we could do is possibly reach out to the new priest and say, you know, shorten it. Without lose the people.
Good luck with that. What is his name that you choose?
Father Yeats, YVES,
White, what?
YVES, Father Yeats.
YTES.
Y like yellow,
Like Yves
E
Saint
like
Laurent.
the, yeah,
See, like Yves Saint Laurent.
Yves Saint
Oh,
Laurent,
Eves.
Yves.
So look, we were discussing this informally earlier in the week, and my thought was, this church sits on Military Trail, there's a major bus line that goes by. Undoubtedly, some people take that bus, not us, but people take the bus to get to church. If they wanna catch their bus, they have to leave early, you have to shoot out after communion, if they don't, then they wait for the next bus. Problem for our people is there is no next bus. That's, you know.
Faith, did you wanna say something? Pertaining to this? You had your hand raised, or it's something else? I can't see, I can.
No, it's not, you're not saying.
Any more discussion? Yes, Dave, if that's fine.
Looking at this for a second set of eyes,
Mhm.
you're gonna ask a priest that's got 300 people in the church to move them along faster for 7 or 8 people. What are the chances of him saying, I'm gonna cut my service short for those 7 or 8
He's
people?
not, but I'm going to do it anyway.
So,
These are things I'm not aware of, that's why I say,
So,
you do this or not.
but
Put yourself in his
Next
shoes when
time
you're
I go
approached.
into the
Right.
church.
Yeah, right.
the walls are like-
would
I
you,
hate to be the guy.
should we suspend taking this motion into consideration until next month? Till somebody gets a chance to talk to the priest?
That would be nice.
Instead of making a yay or nay now, if you're gonna talk to the priest.
Okay, so, well, I'll talk to the priest, and if the priest says it is what it is, I will have the opportunity to get on the bus and tell him that'll be eliminated, give him a little notice. Is that okay with you, gentlemen?
Yeah, I mean, from our, from our perspective, canceling buses is always, it's not, it's never a good thing, but. The other thing I can tell you is that, depending on what you guys decide, what we could do, maybe we could use just a bus in the mornings on Sundays just for the church. Separate from the regular route, so it will not interfere, because what I'm listening is the bus is coming too late from the church, and it's interfering with the first loop for the regular schedule, that is also annoying the residents that go to the other church, the Mary Bagley,
I know.
because they're not getting there on time, or the bus is just simply not going.
Mhm.
So my solution would be just to add a bus just for the Holy Name of Jesus by itself. The bus comes in the morning, pick up for the church, one trip, way and return. That's it. Based on the hours, and that's it. And then the regular weekends bus goes by itself. That's the only thing
Is that at an additional charge?
I need to look at the numbers, but I mean, at the very end, this is what's happening. At the very end, you guys pay me to go early to church, come back and continue on the route. All you're gonna be paying extra will be just the waiting time, because it's gonna be different buses, but in terms of hours, it will be the same amount of hours. We're gonna start at the same time. We're just gonna stay longer at the church. I don't know how much it's gonna be, half an hour, 45 minutes. Maybe it doesn't make a lot of difference for you guys, and you resolve the problem by adding a bus. You need to look into your numbers, but I mean, we're talking about that overlapping time where buses should be leaving the clubhouse to the regular route and still at the church to come back. Maybe one day, maybe it's gonna be 25 minutes, and we can kind of, maybe one day is an hour, and then that day, well, it's gonna be an hour. So just look into that.
Do I have to bring this up at the officers meeting, or?
No, it's committee
It's
decision.
a committee, yeah. The committee.
And you're putting it off a month.
Okay, so we're sort of committee about it. Okay, so we're gonna table it for now. Thank you. Yes, David.
Omar, I'm very confused because our people are regulated to 1 hour schedules. And I just don't think your idea might be very good and helpful. I don't think that our constituents are gonna adapt to that. You know, it's gonna, well, all of a sudden you're gonna start getting, well, the bus is 25 minutes late, the bus is 20 minutes late, you know, or it's too early. Yeah, it just seems a little bit complicated to me. I'm a very uncomplicated person.
More like a taxi service.
Yeah, and that was my thought. Thank you for giving that option, but now we're having a dedicated bus to go to an out of parish church. Where they could go to their own parish church, right? Matter of fact, doctrine says you're supposed to go to your own parish, but we don't. We jump parishes because there's a reason for that. It's precedent, you know, and then somebody's gonna want a bus to go to something else, you know. Just my thought.
No, I agree, the thing is, so why would take me, and if you're asking me to ask a priest, and you know as well as I do, that's how they get lost. But, we'll table it for a month, because in any event, whether it's gonna go forward, which I doubt, or it's not, you have to give the people on the bus, they have to know that it's not to stand there after a certain period
You
of
ask the
time.
priest to cut a sermon, and he's gonna say yes, and then he say, God bless you, and walk out the door, because they're not gonna do it. How the priest is
Listen, I was president of the women's guild in my church, St. John Fisher, and believe me, when they make up their mind to do something, it's, you go along with it, you know, it's.
I went to Holy Name for 40 years, and nobody in that church has ever changed their mind.
But the priests rotate, there's always a different priest in there. So,
Yeah.
you know, because
I know, but he's brand new.
this priest is brand new, yeah. Well, to this parish. For now,
Well,
Whoever brings it needs to be respectful, obviously. Need that to be
Absolutely.
used.
One more month isn't gonna hurt you.
Susan, are you volunteering to do it?
sure, I'll talk to Father Hughes,
Could you do that for me
sure,
and get back to me? I'll give you my card.
absolutely.
All right, so we'll table the decision for today. Yes, Faith,
Oh, I just have some comment.
yes,
When Yuko is closed, when this building is closed,
yes,
like yesterday, does the bus have to come around here?
no, the bus only, what do you mean? It's,
Your bus is only supposed to stop if the office is open.
I was just going to say that.
We have the time on the scale,
Yes,
say
it's
Monday
clear, but sometimes-
to Thursday, 9 AM to 12 PM. Friday, 12 PM to 3 PM. That's the
That's
only
Friday,
time they,
right.
yes.
But like yesterday, Monday, and a few other times,
Mm.
4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, the driver come around here,
You are correct.
right?
Then there's making a mistake.
Yeah,
I've
You
been in
promised
the
us a
office
bus
after
stop
the Valley, and
at
they do that.
Camden G for a while, they didn't get a
I
bus
owe
stop.
you a bench.
Uh,
I owe you a bench.
Let's see,
Yes, bench.
No, I reminded you about it sometime last year.
You want to establish a new bus stop?
It's not new, it was there, but the
No.
sign moved. It was there because I know it's been there, but then for more than
Is the bus stop there now?
yes, the sign was there, but the sign is not there anymore.
Hmm.
But there's a bus stop, people come up, get on there,
What bus stop is that? We'll look it up.
Camden G coming back out to West Drive,
That's number one.
yeah,
All it's missing is a sign?
one.
One sign.
I swore I did that. Might be tomfoolery afoot.
I know.
Yeah.
Alright.
So come,
I did tell you last year, but
You did,
Yeah.
you did.
G as in George,
Yeah.
yes,
yeah, G as in George.
so what can you do about people that walking in the bus when the bus is driving?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Beat them.
Will you-
On occasions, you see people walking, go down to the driver and go back up and step up on that little part and go back up. And then sometimes one of the riders say, you can't do that, I call to them. You know what's the first word? I'll sue if I fall.
Yeah, well.
You mean they're walking on the bus while they're driving?
Yeah, I went down to talk to the driver and ask him something and go back up and
Did you
go.
put that in the report which you gave me about them, they don't check the passes, which I saw, by the way? Did you
So-
put that in the note you gave me that I sent to them?
I think so.
They got everything that I sent, yeah.
So I heard that. I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. You say that the driver is driving while they're still
Yes.
standing, or?
No, the driver is driving the bus. You got to look on the road.
The riders are not
But you have
complying,
people, not all the way, but
the
you have
riders
younger
are-
people.
the riders are not complying with the safety
Why
laws,
must it be
they're
more
getting
traffic?
up while
Oh,
they're.
they're getting up while the bus is
Saying
moving.
to them, they say, so
They're getting up when the bus is moving. The bus is moving.
that's not right.
But let them sue,
That's
let them sue.
yeah. That's gonna be.
That's the first word of them about, oh, if I fall, I sue.
And sometimes they do, and sometimes they do. The bus has to keep rolling.
You can't sue stupidity.
And then at that point, if the driver attempt to stop, slow down, something is worse. If you're standing, walk in the middle, and the driver try to stop, slow down to have you sitting, it distracts with the driver and slow it down, it's gonna create a problem. It's-
Because if the driver is paying attention to the road, you can't really monitor our behavior in the back of the bus. That's not fair. We should know better. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And the schedule.
Yeah, I got a copy.
I heard you, I heard everything you said, I sent everything in.
I know, no, you did.
And I know that sometimes other people tell me they're not checking the passes. I know,
The drivers are doing a good job, but sometimes we don't.
as long as we always put the date, the time, the number of the bus, because a lot of people, they call me this thing. And I told them I got the paper and I put it in the garbage. And they wanted to know why. If you're not going to tell me the date, the time, and the bus number, I'm not wasting their time. I'm not wasting their time or mine. You can only look into something if you have the proper information,
Right.
you know? Like sitting on
I don't see.
the chairs or whatever, like you told me, the ones that are
Okay.
folded, it has to go in writing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
And the other thing is that the seats to the front that you put up so people can walk. You know, sometimes they put it down and sit there.
We try to put off all the time,
Yeah,
and they broke in the,
Yeah, we tied up the seats,
You
and
have
we
to
secured the
walk up.
seats to stay up, and they keep breaking the face and putting it down. So we probably need to screw them up,
That's terrible.
weld them up. I don't wanna do that, but
and again, remember we have the supervisor on site. If you catch him something of this problem, and the supervisor is there, you can tell the supervisor at that moment, and he has to find a solution for the problem.
Yeah.
For example, if you see the bus don't stop at your stop, you can spoke with the supervisor, we can correct him, the driver at that time.
Yeah.
You know, and for the seats, it's the same, you can tell the supervisor, look, they putting down the seats, so we have
so
holding up again, so.
we keep sending every week
yeah, you know.
the supervisor's schedules for the week. And the whole idea behind that was for you to have point of contact, so if something is happening, bus pass by, doesn't stop, anything you see, you call the clubhouse. You should have the phone number for the clubhouse, call the clubhouse, and the clubhouse, or whoever is there, security, should have the supervisor's schedule in front, and should be able to get the phone number and the name of the person that is in charge at that time, date and time. And either they can relay the number to you guys, you can call supervisor, or we can security call supervisor in front. If he's not around, now we finally have the office, could be at the office, call supervisor, look, there's a customer calling, complaining, this is the number, call the customer back, or this is the problem with the bus, and the supervisor should be there to fix the problem. So that's why we gave you guys the email with the name and numbers. Because for us, always, it's best when something happened to fix it right there on time. And the good thing about being here and have somebody like in charge, if you're left behind, and we know that you were left behind, we can have the driver circulate back and pick you up if that is necessary.
I know that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that the drivers would be more than happy to do it. And again, we want you guys to be on time on this, at the bus stop. We want you to be waiting at least 5 minutes before. So it's like when you're going to take a plane, you don't want to be late for the plane because you lose the plane, you lose everything. We want you to be on time. But if it is a real emergency, something happened, we can do many things. We can circulate. Look, there are some instances that the service, we want to have best service, but sometimes the situation arises that the service that we provide is not what is needed. Like we have 3 wheelchairs at some point. We cannot bring 3 wheelchairs at the same time. Someone have to be left behind. That's the time when the system needs to work for us. You call the supervisor, call the clubhouse. Supervisor knows that it's a wheelchair stranded. We're gonna send another bus. We reroute another bus. This is your service, guys. It's your buses.
I know that, they send
So
them
no.
out.
And then later on, if we have to justify why we are running late or a few minutes late here and there, well, we know that it was a real emergency, that it was somebody left behind, and we will catch up during the day with the schedule. But again, we give you the tools to use it. And that's the only way we know if we're doing a good job or not, by being able to provide the service that you need at the time that you need it. It's not perfect. We just need to make it better every time. But you need to do that. You need to let us know on time. You need to call. You use the
This
tools that
one
we
is
give
better
you.
than a lot of the other centrifuges.
You know, I know. I know that at the time that something happens, you don't think about, oh, I should be doing this rather than doing that. But sometimes it's better just scream, complain, or whatever it is. But again, when something happens, at the time that happens, we get a phone call. We work to make corrections at the time, and it's better. It's best because we educate the drivers, we educate the community, and we do better next time. That's all we can do.
I do wanna say there are people who complain a lot and say the bus driver passed them up. To only find out that they weren't at the bus stop, they're coming down the block waving the bus.
Yes.
You can't expect the bus driver to stop. I'm at the bus stop 15 minutes before the bus is coming, 15 minutes, just in case they're running fast.
And then you have people that said, the bus stop is here, and they say, oh, let me off right over there.
Yeah, and then they get
That's
angry.
closer to the
They're not
house.
supposed to, these
They're
bus
not allowed to
drivers
do
get in
that.
trouble, I
The
keep
bus
telling them that. Okay, anything else, anyone?
Well, I don't know
Yes.
where this fits in.
It's a new business now, so.
Okay, so, getting back to Holy Name, if that's okay, Holy Name of Jesus,
Mhm.
is that, yes, I understand that Mary Immaculate is our parish,
Yes.
but, Holy Name gives us a choice, number one. The second thing is don't die on Monday, because, Mary Immaculate is closed. Our church is closed.
I'll make a note.
Is it really?
Yeah, you can't, if somebody, your loved one dies, you're going to the next closest, and they're the same within the proximity of the other. And the Holy Name seems to be more involved, younger people, more ministries, and so,
It's true,
Even though
but it's true,
Mary
but the
Immaculate
bus, but the amount of riders on the bus,
right, I understand.
really, to be honest with you, it doesn't, for the money we spend for the bus, it doesn't really pay. I mean, it's not even a full bus, there's only 24, 26 seats. And you've never had a full bus. I mean, I took it once, but I went back to my church, I like St. John Fisher. But I know people ask them to stop at different stops, I've heard that 100 times, the bus driver will tell me, and I'll say, listen, you have to do what your boss tells you to do. That's the way it works. If they say not to stop, don't stop. Stop at a bus stop. I know people that went back to driving because they said that they can't
Yes.
be on time to come out. But you have to understand too, you're dealing with a lot of different people in here. It's not just a dozen people.
I think I heard there's 10,000 people in here.
Well, we're not, there's 12, but it's not 12,000. The thing is that there are people who are waiting for the bus. It throws the other schedule off. They might miss the other church, they might miss going, so now the whole schedule is off because the bus was 15 minutes late. That's the problem. I thought it would be finished at 11. I thought I was doing a good deed, but I don't think so. I see that it's back.
Sometimes mass is over in 45 minutes, so
I know, but most of the times it's been very late, and I heard that there was someone left behind. I felt really bad, but you can't blame the bus driver.
no.
I said when we got this bus, it would be from 10 to 11, that you had to leave Mass and go right to the bus. Everyone agreed, and now it's but. So, we will bring it up again next month, and I will talk to the people on the bus that most likely it's going to be eliminated. But, I'm giving you the heads up, and,
Thank you,
I'm sorry.
I
So,
appreciate it.
does anyone else have anything?
And I had something else.
Sure.
This is new business.
Yes,
So I'm not sure how this pertains to it does
Just
involve
say-
cars. So the West Gate, and there's a traffic light. You have to stop at that traffic light before you proceed to go either straight or make a left or a right out of Bushnell Village. What's happening is, if you're not close enough to the light or the stuff, the markings on the concrete, the light will change. And people, snowbirds, people that aren't familiar with this, it's happening a lot. I find myself, I'll be the second car, there'll be a first car in front of me, and they stop so far away from the traffic light that it recycles maybe 2, 3, 4 times, and we're still at the light. And I had to get out of my car and knock on the first vehicle and say, you have to move up. Could there be a sign there? Does this need to be addressed at another Department of Transportation?
Alright, so what we're talking about is the lighted intersection at Harry Hill Road,
West.
which is maintained by Palm Beach County. I can tell you that intersection is under study by the county engineer, and adjustments are made from time to time.
that's the West.
That's the east gate.
That's the East Gate.
That's the East Gate. I'm
Just
talking
talking
about.
West Gate is there, the Trail Line.
Same deal,
Same
same deal. Now that they're out there doing their things. I wasn't aware that there's a sensor on, and I don't believe there is.
I don't think there is a.
I think the thing you're saying, I'm check, but I don't think it's true. It is the case at Eastgate overnight.
Oh,
Because when I leave the village at about 5, and when I roll up, I hit that ribbon and I get the
This is
light.
not a conversation for this
Right.
transportation.
But anyway, it's a bus meeting.
Yeah, it's not a bus.
It's not a bus.
okay.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry, we can bring it up in another meeting. Anything for the good of welfare? Anyone? And then I'm happy to say that meeting is adjourned. Donald, please turn off the recording.
Sure.
Apologize, we have short help here. The one who usually handles this has not been. So, I wasn't saying that. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah.
But it's been a very tough. You know what? It's not only this.
New Year,
They're angry because they're building, they want us to go over there and